Hello, good morning. My name's Adam. I'm the original Penguin. I hope you don't mind the Latin music. I really enjoy Latin salsa and bossa nova and all of the wonderful sounds that come out of Latin America, Spain, etc., etc. So the reason that I've got some music going on today is because this is rather boring. I don't know why these tend to be my most popular streams, even though I personally would never watch it. But then again, I suppose you wouldn't want to watch someone doing your job, because you're the one already doing it. Anyway, please let me know if the music's too loud. It should automatically adjust the volume based on when I talk, but if there are any issues, please just pop that in the chat and I can do some small adjustments. Anyway, so there are some new games available on Stadia, some new pro games. And I have fallen a little bit behind with pixel counting. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take a look at those games today, the ones that are available on Pro, and I am going to pixel count them. But bear with me just 1 second because I'm just going to make one small adjustment. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Okay, so, well, you can't see anything, can you? So I guess we need to unblur the screen. There we go. I'm really pleased with that transition. I'm sorry, I thought that was really sexy. Anyway, some of you may be wondering why I'm streaming this early, and it's just because I wanted to get the pixel counts done and enjoy the rest of my day playing probably City Skylines. But I thought, I haven't streamed a pixel count in a long time, and I've got quite a few to do. Why not just stream these and kill two birds with one stone, as it were? So yeah, that's why that's happening. Also, good morning, RJ Stadia. Thanks for popping in. I hope this interests you. Honestly, I think you're weird for wanting to watch this. But you know, apparently there's a lot of weird people, and they find this sort of content entertaining. So without further ado, I'm just going to get stuck into it. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually showing you all steps of the process here. And that includes updating my database. So usually I do this across two screens, but because I'm streaming and streaming two screens would be weird, I'm going to be doing it all on the same screen. So it's probably going to slow down the process a little bit, but we'll do what we can. So yes, let's get into it. First of all, this is my database, as you can see, obviously. And one of the first things that I'm going to do is I need to update all the games that have been added, so then I can. That's not what I wanted. So that I can add the various data that I collect. I'm not going to add all of the data on stream because it's just going to be a little bit boring, but what I will do is I will add the most important stuff, just enough so that I can complete the pixel counts. Trailer, I'll do that later. That's released and currently playing with Pro. I don't think this has a trial, but we'll sort that out later. That's the store link, but I need to change that. Release date was the 1st of June, not tested. Developers, we have massive mini team. Publishers, we have Handy Games. I'll show you the full thing actually just for this one game. I'll show you all the data that I try and add just for this one game. So actually I'm going to come back up here and we'll go through the darkest of times. Stadia trailer. It looks like Stadia themselves haven't uploaded the trailer, so I go to the publisher and I grab their link instead. Let's stop that before I get copyright strike or whatever. Okay, store link, that's done, that's done. Developers image. So now we go through the darkest of times box art. Oops, not dark set, darkest. I've got to say, this is Oh, okay, yes. RJ Stadia, you just asked what the green blob is on the screen. That is Tobii eye tracking. So wherever I'm looking, that blob will travel on the screen. So I might say over there, and rather than using the cursor, which, you know, when I move the cursor quickly, you can't see it. Well, you can't see it as well because it's white on white. The green blob will handily tell you exactly where I'm looking. So this probably isn't particularly legal of me to do this, but this is how I do it. I'm not claiming to own any of these, but that's how I grab the box art images for my game, my database. Sorry, game mode, single player. There we go, single player, genres, adventure, simulation. Pro features, we don't know those yet. Stadia enhanced features, I don't believe there are any. Owned by me. Languages, this is the fun one when there's loads of languages on there. This one's really tame, but all of the Ubisoft games, this one takes me about 5 minutes filling in. Crossplay platforms, unsupported, support email. Well, let's see whether this link works or not. Okay, we've gone straight to the handy games. So we'll put that there and then submit. Wonderful. So now if I go back to the full database, what was the name of that game? That was Through the Darkest of Times. Come down here. This is a scroll and a half here. Through the Darkest of Times. There we go. It's there. All filled out. Just need the pixel count information now. So what I do is I go over to my untested section. These are all the games I've yet to test. And there we go. We got Through the Darkest of Times. So one thing I need to do is I need to go to the home screen and make sure that I'm using Stadia Enhanced to force 4K. What I used to do in the past would I would use DSR, which allows me to actually change the resolution of my screen. So I would change it to 4K. Even though I only have a 1080p screen, I would change it to 4K. But it doesn't seem to work with the Windows 11. Windows 11 refuses to allow you to set a resolution higher than the actual screen. So, yeah, we make do with what we've got. So as you can see, I've set the resolution there to force 4K. So if the game supports 4K, even though I'm only using, like I said, a 1080p screen, I'll still be able to use Stadia in 4K. So let's go ahead and launch the game. All of the games should be muted. I'm just going to bring that one down as well. Because where I'm opening so many games, I don't want to have copyright strikes. I don't want to have random bits of music. That's why I've added some wonderful backing track for you. I really do hope you enjoy the Latin soundtrack. Skip all that. Right, so first things first, I come in here and I check if there is a toggle for quality of performance, or 60 FPS, 30 FPS, anything like that. I just check that the settings won't impact my pixel count. Also, if anything says like add motion blur or add what's the other one, film grain. Film grain is horrible. I hate film grain. It makes my job so much harder. This font looks awfully similar to Comic Sans. Anyway, we won't dwell on that. The next thing I do is I come up here, go to connection, and I just check what these say. As I said, I only have a 1080p screen. I don't have HDR and I don't have 5.1. I'm on my laptop. On my TV, I've got these, but on my laptop, I don't. The good thing is when a game supports any of these, it will say unsupported by device instead of game. So at the moment, I know that it only supports 4K. It doesn't support HDR and 5.1. So what I do then is I come over here and we need need to pop this out of full screen view. We come up here and we go Pro Features 4K mode. There we go, nice and easy. So now we know that there's going to be, oops, didn't mean to open that one. Now we know that there's going to be some 4K images to pixel count. Sure, got it, confirm, whatever, start. And yes, I do this with every game. I do plan on playing this game, so hopefully I can reset or create a new save. I really don't like the text that's showing up on screen. YouTube hates that sort of stuff, so really hope that this doesn't get me get my video taken down. Yeah. This reminds me of this is the police. I don't know if any of you have played that. Got it, sure. Right, let's try this. Try this. I probably should be reading these things. Got it. Okay. Confirm. Okay, I believe this is the gameplay. This isn't just like a UI sort of thing. I believe this is the gameplay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Stadia clip, save the last 30 seconds. That's so I can get the frame rate because I watched, parts of the user interface move and whatnot. I'm also going to take a capture. There seems like there's loads of straight lines here that I might be able to count. So I'm going to go off the assumption that there's something countable here. Also, I can't imagine much of this is going to change anytime soon. So let's see what happens if I go here. I actually don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so bicycle. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is all the gameplay that I'm going to get from here. So, just in case I need more, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open another tab here. Download the video. Open it up in VLC. Where's the mute button? There we go. The bit where I move the character is what I would like to put frame count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, that's definitely 60 FPS. Just open up the media properties here. That's Control J for anyone who uses VLC. Control and J opens up the codec information. It'll tell you the resolution. If this is 1920 by 1080, then you know that that's the maximum resolution of the video. Also, it tends to be, if it isn't a VP9 video, it will also tell you the frame rate of the video. That doesn't necessarily mean the actual frame rate of the game. It'll just tell you the frame rate of the video. If the frame rate of the video is 30 FPS, you know that you can't test for 60 FPS. So this is 60 FPS. So at this point I come over, oops, not onto Twitter, that comes a little bit later. So we go 60 FPS. And when it's 60 FPS in 4K mode, I don't bother adding the FPS in 1080p. And now we need to go back over here and delete this video. And download this capture. We come over to my handy dandy paint. As you can see down in the bottom here where my gaze is, it says 3840 by 2160. That is the size of the image, so I know for sure that I'm going to be pixel counting a 4K image, so I just need to check whether the game itself is 4K. Already I can see it is 4K. I wouldn't have been surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised that it's 4K. It's not. It doesn't seem, from what we've experienced so far, it doesn't seem like a graphically demanding game. So I just want to find a nice decent line to count. This one looks good enough. Come over to the straight line tool. Let's pick some high contrasting colors. We'll go for green. Yeah. Can I zoom in more? Nope, that's it. So we go 10? Can I go 15 on this? Maybe go 15? Yeah, I can do 15. Okay, wonderful. So now all we do is we just count the steps. I'm taking a sample size of 15 pixels. So my how do I explain this? This is a bit like how biologists count cells. What they do is they take a small sample and then they scale that up. Obviously, it's not completely accurate when working with cells, but when it's pixel counting, the resolution very rarely changes from one part of the game to the other. There are exceptions. A lot of the new Ubisoft games have this problem, and it makes my job infinitely more difficult. But luckily with this game, that doesn't seem to be an issue. There isn't even that much anti-aliasing, so my job is even more easy. So let's go ahead and just count the steps. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good morning, Peder. Thanks for stopping by. As I said earlier in the stream, everyone who comes and watches this video is really weird. This has got to be one of the most boring things on the internet. But hey, you know, whatever floats your boat. I hope that you guys can find it entertaining in your own special way. I'm insulting all of my viewers now. Anyway, let's get on with this. So, I've done my pixel count. We got 15 steps and we got a 15 pixel sample. You get to see how I do the calculation. So, and there may be some questions that are rolling around your head. Do I always use 15 pixels? No, not always, and I'll show you why in just a second. So let's go here. We've got 15 steps. 15 pixels. 2160 capture. So 15 divided by 15 times 2160 plus 2160. 2160 divided by 9 times 16 equals 3840. 3840 by 2160. And you might be sitting there going, wait, what? What just happened? Okay, so let me explain a little bit. First of all, let me just make one more adjustment to the music here. I really do feel like it's probably a little bit loud. Oh, that was definitely too loud. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'm sorry if I burst any eardrums then. Right, that should be sorted. Right, let's get back on to explaining what's going on here. I wonder if I have any games recently that weren't... Ah, okay, here we go. So this one might be a little bit more helpful. So let's open up the calculator, because we're going to need it. Let's see. So, with this image here, I've gone 15 divided by 15, and that equals 1. So that means for every one pixel up, there is 1 step going up. So that's how I've got 15 divided by 15. And when you divide 15 by 15, obviously you get 1, which means that the resolution, the horizontal axis of the resolution, is it horizontal? Vertical, sorry, the vertical axis is a 1-to-1 scale. So the native image matches the captured image. I know this all sounds rather technical and a little bit confusing, but I'm trying my best here to make it as simple as possible. So if there was 2 steps, if there was 1 step every 2 pixels, let's say I did a 10 pixel sample and there was only 5 steps, that would be, if I show you, obviously the maths is nice and easy, but if I do 10 divided by, no, we go 5 divided by 10, that gives us a half, okay? So that would mean that the native resolution was half the capture resolution. This is the capture resolution down here. So when we go back over to, where was it, this one? This one here was 10 pixel sample and I got 7 steps. This one was actually really horrible to count. And it came up with some really funny numbers. I don't often get numbers like this. But as you can see, if we go 7 divided by 10, that equals 0.7. And then we times that by 2160, we get 1512. And the the next bit of maths that's there is we divide that number by 9 and then times the result by 16. Why do we do that? Because every game on Stadia is a 16:9 resolution. Not resolution, sorry, 16:9 aspect ratio. So as we're working with the vertical axis, we are dividing by 9, which gives us a like base resolution, I guess. I'm not sure how to describe this, but then we times that by the horizontal aspect, and then that gives us our horizontal resolution. So, and that's how we work it out. And then I just flip the numbers over and we've got our game resolution. So I come back over here, this is all done. I save this to my desktop just temporarily. We go, what was this game? Through the Dark Roof. That's now saved to my desktop. I can get rid of paint. Come over to the database. We go 3840 by 2160. We scroll over to the pixel count image. Upload. Okay, that is all the information I need for these. The reason that it hasn't disappeared is because I don't untick this box until I have sent out the tweet, which is the next part. So what we do is you give me just a second to make sure that I haven't got anything in my Windows clip. My what's it called? The Windows clipboard. This thing. Just wanted to make sure there was nothing in there that I didn't want seen. Not that there should be, but anyway. So I would put here through the darkest of times. Double check that I've spelled that right. Through the darkest of times. Yeah. 60 FPS. This only supports 4K mode. We get rid of this embed and put in the pixel count proof image. That's everything really. I'm looking at my keyboard because I've got a microphone in my face, or Eagle. I've got a microphone in my face that's preventing me from seeing exactly where my hands are. So I have to look at my keyboard because otherwise I keep making mistakes. When I make mistakes, it's when I'm not looking at the keyboard because I have a microphone in front of me. Anyway, let's move on. So just double check that I've done this all correctly. I've got the resolution, got the frame rate, I've got the pro features, I've got my linked to my various database and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's all done. So what I do is I tweet, and then I will, off screen, because I don't want to show you my DMs, I will send this over to, not InLead, sorry, to, what's the name? Oh no, that's really bad. Let me find, DB Stadia. I send it over to DB Stadia and Dan at Stadia Source so that they can manually update their websites. So let's bring this back over here. That's been done. I've sent that across to them. And we move on to the next game. Actually, that's not true. We first of all delete this. Come back here. And we untick not tested. And there we go. It's gone. So that's one less game that I have to test. How many times have I done this? Well, let's go full database. And actually, we'll go columns as needed. Go. Pixel count is ticked. 231 games have been pixel counted. But yeah, I would say that I've probably counted maybe close to 500 images, maybe 600. Because whilst that game was nice and easy, the one that I just showed you was really, really easy to count. They aren't always easy. Stuff like Riders Republic, despite the fact that I've actually played that game, I've played the demo, I still haven't managed to count it because it is so difficult. It's just really difficult getting the straight lines and working with the anti-aliasing. Anti-aliasing really hampers my ability to pixel count games. Also film grain, but obviously that's not really a problem on Riders Republic. But for something like Little Nightmares 1 and 2, the film grain on there is so extreme, it's practically impossible for me to pixel count because no line is straight, because there's always another pixel of film grain in the way. So with those ones, I just had to say that I'm unsure about my results, and that's really the best that I can do. So anyway, let's move on to the next game. I'm going to reopen this form and we'll go get rid of that. Skip the survey. Store. Okay, so we've done Through the Darkest of Times. Now we do Deliver Us the Moon. This might already be in the database. So before I do that, I'm just going to check. No, it's not in the database. Oh, hang on. Actually, that's the wrong one. I need the full database. No. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll do it here. Deliver. Just check how they capitalize their game. Deliver Us the Moon. I'm not going to do the trailer. As I said, you've already seen with the first game how I do the extra details, the important things that I record. I'm gonna do on stream. The rest of them I'm not going to bother, so I'm not really going to bother with any of these. Owned by me. We'll just get straight on into doing the game. So we go to Untested. Deliver Us the Moon. There it is. So now let's go play the game. Also, hi Peder, thanks for stopping in. And in lead and Bold Eagle, sorry for not acknowledging you earlier. You know, there's lots and lots of things to focus on. As you can see, my attention is very much fixated on this screen. I really love Toby. Toby eye tracking is really cool. Anyway, let's get on with this. I've got a job to do. You people aren't paying me for nothing. Or wait, you guys aren't not paying me for anything. What? Why is Stadia's UI not opening? It's not working, Captain. I can't open the Stadia UI. I'm not usually able to right click. It's pretty cool that I can do picture in picture though. Look at that. That's so cool. I think I've discovered a bug. We'll see. Yeah, no, I don't think it's capturing my input. You'll have to bear with me. I need to start another instance of Stadia. I'm just going to leave the game running so that it can load, but this should work just fine. There we go. Now we're working. Now we're playing with fire. And cooking with gas. I have an electric oven, but yeah, we make do with what we've got. Oh man, that spacebar was... Oh no, a cloud cursor. I need that. Oh, that's pretty cool. He looks so much like Wheatley from Portal. Okay, this bugs me a little bit that it's not on the center line. It's like, you know when you go on Excel? You know when you go on Excel and it's and it defaults to having the text. I think it's at the bottom of the cell instead of in the middle. I don't mean vertically in the middle. I mean, oh, I don't mean horizontally in the middle. I mean vertically. So it'll be down here instead of here. I mean, the boxes are barely big enough for the text anyway. Anyway, this irks me. We'll go with irks. Okay, so there is nothing that's going to get in my way. We're still saying HDR and 5.1 are not supported, so come over to the database. done. I do have a donation page. I'm actually not entirely sure where it is. I will, after I have sorted this game, I will find it for you. And to tell you what, it will be in the stream. Then, if anyone fancies donating, then that's up to them. Actually, I'll tell you one thing though. I do have a donation on my Twitter. If you go onto my Twitter and you click the little money tab, you can donate to me by donating to charity. There's a charity that means a lot to my friend Vivi. They've done a lot of work with, they're very close to him, without giving away too much. So, you know, I'm aiming to hit £200 donated to them. So if you're interested in doing that, I would really, really appreciate it. Otherwise, if you want to donate directly to me, I will get a... Wow, this looks gorgeous. This looks gorgeous. Whoa. The controls are a bit floaty. I don't know if that's because we're in space or something. I mean, the gravity feels about the same. But, wow. I'm definitely looking forward to playing this. I love this. I wish more, I think it's called bokeh. I think that's called bokeh, or sunspots or something like that. I love that effect. I wish more games did that. Okay, cool. We can zoom. That makes pixel counting even easier. I'm seeing some fantastic stepping as I turn. If you look at this, this conduit pipe here, as I turn my screen, you can see the stepping become available. Not available. Become obvious. So one thing I'd like to do is I want to check that this isn't using like a really harsh upscaling, because it very well may be that during movement this game is more like 1080p, but when I'm still it could be native 4K. So I'm really interested to see what's going on here. Thank you very much, Pedder. That is much appreciated. Genuinely, thank you so much. So, let's see. Where is a good place to... Oh, first of all, as we've been moving around, we may as well... No, stop saving screenshots. There we go. So, I want a nice... I can even see the stepping here. Something nice and easy to count. Let's we'll try maybe those papers. Then just take a picture of the whole room. Maybe I can do this curtain. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay with what I've captured here, so I'm going to go ahead and just exit the game this time. Down to the captures, refresh. Okay, so what's happening here is I'm pressing E and I'm going frame by frame. And as you can see, movement is on every other frame. And that means that the game is running at 30 FPS. Which is a shame, but it is a gorgeous game, so I'm not too fussed about that. I know there's a lot of debate around 30 versus 60, but honestly I don't care. As long as I enjoy the game, that's all that matters to me. As selfish as that sounds. sometimes you got to be a little bit selfish. So what I do is I come up here and I do 30 FPS. What this means though is that I'm going to retest the game in 1080p just to check whether or not it has 60 FPS when playing on a low resolution. So go ahead and download this capture. It seems like there was a bit of movement here, so probably won't be using this capture because of the motion blur. Download that. Download that. That should be enough for now, but just in case I need any more, there are some more in my library. Download. This is the motion blur one. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be all that countable for me. Look at these. This is horrible. Horrible stepping. I could probably count this, but, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have an easier job doing it with this game here. With this capture, sorry. Yeah, look at these steps here. Much, much easier to count. And actually, I'm a little bit surprised because it doesn't look like it's 1 pixel per line. So we might be looking at, well, we're almost certainly looking at a lower resolution than 4K. But the game looked gorgeous, so yeah, quite surprised about that. So I think the best bet is using this line here. So pick a high contrasting color. We'll go for blue this time. And a bit of purple. Why not? I like purple. Zoom in. Yes. Do is I want to find as clear a starting line as possible, so it makes my job a little bit easier with this. As you can see, this blurriness here, that's anti-aliasing. It's meant to make it look less sharp, but it also makes my job all that more difficult. So we go 15, and what I do is if I don't come to another spot that looks a bit like this, if I end up, say, coming in like this, I have to change the number of pixels that I use for my sample size because it means it isn't divisible. No. I think this game's going to give me problems. Let's go for 10 and see what happens. Okay, I don't think it's 10. Let's go back to 15. Okay, we'll try that. We'll see what happens. If I get funny numbers, then I'll try a different sample size. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Okay, so that is definitely a funny result. Let's have a look what the calculator says. So 11 divided by 15 equals that, times by 2860. 1584. Okay, so we come back. Let's see if maybe there's another line. I'm not... Oh, okay, this is much easier to count. Let's go for this line. And we'll go for 10 again, and we'll just double check. Like 15 again. Hi Dave, thanks for stopping by. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The problem is I can't quite work out where the anti-aliasing stops and where the line is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to take this line over here. I'm going to work backwards. So this was, what was that, 19? Probably going to get some really odd results from this. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13. So let's see what we get when we do 13 divided by 19. Yeah, that's not going to go into... Okay. That's quite clearly not the resolution. I don't think it's possible to have 0.89 of a pixel, but... Oh. The good news is there's other lines that I can count. It's also... There's a very good chance, by the way, that this game is using dynamic resolution, which is why I'm getting funny numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come up here and I'm just going to check this other capture. Okay, there's definitely some good stepping going on here. Wow. Right. What sort of contrasting color? Green? Yeah, green works. I wonder if we can get away with 30. I don't think so. No, we're not getting away with 30. Let's try 25. Nope. Okay, we'll try 20 then. You'd be surprised how often this happens when I'm trying to pixel count. There'll be games that just don't want to play ball. I think that's probably about... Ooh. I didn't even know right click and got rid of what you were actively doing. There we go. Right, let's see what happens now. These steps are a little bit harder to count. 1, 2, 3, 4... Hang on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Calculator. Go 16 divided by 20 times 2160. 1728. Okay, so we're getting some really strange numbers from this game. That tells me that it is very likely to be dynamic resolution. So what I do is I just try and look for the highest resolution that I can get consistent results with. That's going to take me quite a bit of time. So for now, I think it would probably be wise to move on to a different game. Then again, I don't know. We've got some more captures here. We can carry on trying. This one probably going to have one of the highest resolutions. Is there's not a lot going on in the frame apart from the lighting. So we'll try that. Okay, so we got a wonderfully long line here. I don't like using these such a shallow angle. Acute, I think the word is. But as that line is so easy to count, let's go with purple. Purple? Yeah, that works. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What size did I use? 15. Okay, so come back to this calculator. 11 divided by 15 times 60. 1584. Okay, so if you remember, we got that resolution on a previous capture. So I'm happy with that. I've got that twice now, and this is really clear stepping. This is really easy to see stepping. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take a capture of this one. This is the resolution I'm happy with. Myself a bit too much space there, but never mind. We go 11 steps. 15 pixel sample. The the sum in here. So 11 divided by 15 times 2160 equals, and I've already gotten rid of it. 11 divided by 15 times 2160 is 1584. 1584 divided by 9 times 16 equals 2816. 2816. So 2816. So what I want to do is I just want to check whether that resolution is already in my database, because I tend to get a little bit anxious when it isn't. It is not. So this will be the first game that has this resolution. So there's a very good chance that this is actually a 1620p game. If you have a look at what the... so 1584, if you have a look here, 1584 is only just shy of 1620p, so I have a feeling this game is actually 1620p. But unless I can prove that, that's not the resolution I'm going to put. But I might put that into the tweet just to let people know. So we'll come in here and we're going to create a new one, and that's going to be 1584. No, it's the other way around, Adam. 286. Because you're under 1620p. That's how the color coding works on this. So anything up to and including 1080p is this ready orangey sort of color. Up to 1620p is light blue. Up to but not including 4K is this turquoise sort of color, turquoisey, cyan, that sort of color. And then we got green for the 4K. So this is what I'm going with. I just realized as well that I haven't followed. There we go, that's much better. Okay, so we got one more thing to do, which is save this. I need to get a 1080p clip to check the frame rate and see whether or not it is still 30 FPS in 1080p. But first of all, what is the name of this game? What was I playing? Deliver Us the Moon. Okay. Deliver Us the Moon. Okay, so that's that sorted. So now we come back over here. And what I might end up doing as well is I may end up sending my images over to Robin, who does independent verification for me, just to check what he thinks of the resolution, see if there's any differences or whether he can find... maybe I've made a silly mistake and I've counted wrong. For now, I'm going to publish my result. Usually, if I was unsure of it, I would get verification first, but because I'm doing this live, I'd rather not wait to publish the results. You guys have already seen the result that I got, so there's no point me not publishing it. If there are any changes, obviously I will let you know as soon as I find out. So let's go back to the game. Just want to double check that I'm not using 4K mode. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Let's go back into full screen. For some reason, this game doesn't look anywhere near as gorgeous when I've put it on 1080p mode. I've only got a 1080p screen, so it should look practically the same. Anyway, let's carry on with the game. I don't bother pixel counting in 1080p unless there's some particular reason, like, I don't know, there's a big hubbub about the resolution of the game, so because it just adds far too much work. Far too much work for me. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Right, so we're in the game now. Just do a little bit of moving around. Da-di-da-di-da. And when we hold F12. And then we leave the game. It's that easy. It really, really is that easy. I say, I really enjoyed my experience playing that. Probably 20 seconds of the game. Hey. Show up. Refresh. Okay, great. We're still not into gameplay yet. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so it's also 30 FPS and 1080p mode, so we can go ahead and denote that in the database over here. And again, that's all the information, excluding all the information that I'm going to be adding, but that's okay because it will remain available in here, even though it will be removed from the untested. I will still know that I have missing information, so I can come back to that later. So again, we come over here and we deliver us the moon. What resolution did we come up with? 158, 216 by 158. A 216. 2816. Right, okay, that makes more sense. 2816 by, and I've already forgotten the other one. 1584. Better just check that I've done that right. 2816 1584, and we're not using the time symbol, we're using X. 30 FPS, height 30 FPS in 1080p mode. I support 4K. Now this game is likely 2880 by 1620. I just want to check that that's the correct resolution. 1620. Check that that's 2880 by 1620. Yeah. This game is likely 2880 by 1620. Whilst making use of dynamic resolution. .286 by 1584 was reproducible. That's not how you spell reproducible. That's embarrassing. Reproducible resolution. Add the image. I think it might be worth tagging Wired in this one as well. We'll see whether or not they... Wired Productions, there it is. One thing I don't like doing is trusting developers or... especially PR. PR is terrible at knowing resolutions of games. I've been burnt many times now by asking a press manager or whatever what the game resolution is. For them to come back and say it's 4K, it's all 4K, and then when I go back and test it later, oh, it's only 1080p. Anyway, so let's go ahead and tweet this out. And again, we'll move this off screen just whilst actually, do you know what? I'm going to leave it on screen. I'm going to use this tool whilst I send that over to DB Stadia and Dan from Stadia Source. Okay, we can go ahead and unblur that. I really love that smooth transition on the blur. It was so easy to set up. It took me 5 minutes before I started the stream. So we come over here and we can untick our tested. Now I think we have 2 more games to test. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to leave those in there because I'm going to send them across to Robin just to make sure that I've not made some sort of stupid mistake. Store. Should probably bookmark this page. Anyway, newest to oldest. So we've got Lake and Death Run TV. So we'll do Lake next. Bring this over here. Bring this over here. Lake. Is currently playing Boy Pro. Stalling. Release date is the 3rd. Not tested. Okay, cool. I meant to leave that open. What's it? Control Shift T? Yeah, Control Shift T. Okay, wonderful. There we go. It's now added to the list. Oh, didn't mean to open that. Go away. So let's go ahead and open the game. But first of all, I need to make sure that I force the 4K resolution again. So just go nice and easy. Nope, not okay. L. Can't imagine that there's... Ooh, this game's a little bit slow. I can't imagine that there is... many settings in here that I need to change. Okay, no, that's fine. So we come over to connection. 4K is on, and as you can see, here we go. 5.1 is unsupported by device, so that means that the game has 5.1. But as I said earlier, I don't have 5.1 on my laptop. So now we can come over to here, go to Lake, put 4K, and we can put 5.1. Can't skip any of the cutscenes, so I guess we'll just sit and watch through them. I've not played this game yet. Can anyone in the chat tell me whether the Latin backing track changes the feel of the game? No way the music ended at just the right time. Oh, that's awesome. That was not planned. This is quite a long cutscene to start the game with. I just saw that shadow resolution there. I imagine this game is not going to be 4K. That's fine. But it is a an indication of what I can expect. Okay, so we're playing now. Wonderful. Oh, look at that. I have a movable camera. Oh my god, that sensitivity is far too high. Let's turn down my DPI. Can I zoom? Is there like a photo mode? No. Okay, cool. Right, so we have enough motion here to get a clip. Let's see. As I can't get really close to objects, like I can't get the camera really close to objects, I might struggle a little bit to get my pixel counts. But I shall do what I can. Oh, that might work. You know, I could be wrong about the lack of 4K. This game could very well be 4K. And we'll try that. Okay, I'm happy with the captures that I've got so far. Oh, I need to turn my mouse sensitivity back up. Go back to Stadia. Download that. Delete. Download. Delete. Download. Delete. And download and delete. And I'm just going to leave that last one there as a spare. And delete those. Actually, I'm not going to delete that. I'll delete this, but I'm going to leave those there just in case I do send those across to to Robin. Okay, we've got another 30 FPS game. This is motion on every other frame. So we go over to the database. 30 FPS. Close that and close it. Save. There we go. Right. Oh, okay, there's some lovely stepping here. Look at that. There's barely any anti-aliasing on that. That's what I love to see. It makes my job so much easier. So what I want to do is I want to find a nice clear line that has some good steps and isn't too shallow. Otherwise, I end up having to zoom out and you can't really see the steps in the proof image. So I'm quite happy with this one. I'd like it ever so slightly steeper. That's like the perfect line if it's ever so slightly steeper, but I can work with this. So I shall. We shall just go for 10. Pretty sure 10 will do. As I said, this game is just from eyeballing it and the what's it now, 2 years of doing this, I can tend to tell a game's resolution pretty quickly, just from looking at the way the steps are aligned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. We got 10 in 10. So as you guys know, that means it's 4K. Actually, more accurately, I should say that the native resolution of the game matches the capture resolution. So go 10 steps, 10 pixels, sample, 2160p capture, 10 divided by 10 times 60, 60, 2160 divided by 60 equals 3840. 3840 by 2160. Let's do that. This is late proof. Oops, didn't need to click that. Close this. That was a nice easy pixel count. I can actually go ahead and delete all of these already. And we can delete this spare one. Over to here. Lake is 2840 by 2160. We add the pixel count image. We have one thing left to do, which is just to check the resolution. Check the frame rate in 1080p mode. So if I click on here, we just go native. Hopefully, I don't have to sit through the cutscene again. If I do, what I'll do is I'll turn the music up, and you can just enjoy the music for a little while. Oh yeah, no doubt it was a great cutscene. I mean, I didn't really pay attention to it because I'm just waiting to... Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to sit through the cutscene again. So yeah, I guess you guys can just sit back and enjoy the music for a minute. I'm going to actually turn the music up and blur the screen for a bit. Just so that we don't all have to sit through the same thing again. Almost forgot to unmute myself then. So yeah, okay, so we're back into the game. Just gonna take a small 1080p clip. Welcome back. Well, I hadn't gone anywhere. I was sat here just enjoying the music. I was actually dancing in my chair and singing along. I very much enjoyed playing salsa. It was something I taught myself on the piano, and it's so much fun. So much fun playing salsa. You just play how you feel, and that's very much what salsa is. It's a music of feelings. Anyway, let's close that out. We've got the capture. Let's just refresh this page. Download this. A man of many talents. Not really. I think it's more a case of a jack of all trades, master of none. Right, okay, so we fast forward. It's probably about here. Okay, yeah, motion on every other frame. So this is another game that is also 30 FPS in 1080p mode. Okay, so that's everything I need for the tweet. So we can go ahead and open up our the Windows clipboard or whatever it's called, Lake. See, 30 FPS, 30 FPS. V mode. It supports. Anyone remember what it supports? 4K mode and 5.1. So 4K mode. Audio. I don't even know what happened then. My finger was nowhere near the O. But okay. Whatever. Get rid of that. And we go to Lake Proof. That all looks good. Looks good, looks good, looks good. And we can go ahead and tweet. And yet again, we're going to blur this just whilst I send that over to DB Stadia and Dan from Stadia Source. There we go. All done. Let's unblur it. And now we can move on to, I believe it's the final game that I have to pixel count. I'm actually kind of surprised it's not here. Go to the store. Death Run TV. There we go. Death Run TV. Death Run TV. Now that's definitely a different sort of game. Released, currently claimable with Pro. Release date was the 1st. Not tested. Owned by me. Submit. Okay, wonderful. There we go. All sorted. Up to the home page. D. 260p, and then we launch. There we go. We shall disable flashing lights. There's no need for the. I feel like they probably could have had a graphic there that matches their art style rather than just a flat PNG of the Stadia controller. But hey ho, you know, it's not for me to judge their design choices. There's a lot of blurriness on this game's resolution. I'm also seeing a lot of film grain. So this game is probably going to give me issues counting it, which I wasn't expecting. Right, options, let's see. Camera shake. WSD smoothing. Is there anything here? Oh, it's one of those ones where you scroll up to go down. Okay. And the scroll is really small. That's fine, that's fine. Check the connection. This is really weird. The game doesn't support 4K, but it does support HDR and 5.1. That's not very common, if I'm honest. So we come over here, and oh, I forgot to. Oops, I forgot to mark this as no longer untested. No features. We go HDR 1. So that means that this is going to be a 1080p capture and clip. On games where there is no 4K mode, I do still pixel count them, or at least I try, just to make sure that they are still running at the maximum resolution. This game is going to be hard to count. Or maybe not, maybe not. I can actually see stepping there, so we'll see. And I'm just going to let my character move around a little bit. Take a... saving the last 30 seconds. Wow, these guns are terribly inaccurate. Oh, they've got some parallax thing going on, and it's really, really weird. It's really trippy. Okay, that's pretty cool. If I use the left and right mouse button, I fire so much faster. Anyway, what does F do? Oh. Let's go ahead and grab a capture of that, just because we've got a line here. The line's a little bit too close to 45 degrees, so probably can't pixel count that. Also, this here, why is this so low resolution? I really feel like this should be this should match the game's resolution, but anyway. I have a job to do. Let's get on and do it. I don't actually know how to leave full screen mode. Even though you can see the right click menu that's there on the stream, I actually can't see that. So let's try that again. That's better. Okay, so I've got motion on every frame. Let's just double check resolution. Yep, so we got 1920 by 1080. So we come over here, Death Run TV, frame rate 60 FPS in 1080p mode, we go maximum resolution, not compatible with 4K mode. Okay, so we got some very, very clear stepping here. This is absolutely 1080p. This is one of those games, you know, where I can just look at it and say, yep, I know the resolution. But I do the pixel count proof images for your benefit, just so that I can stay accountable. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one as well. It's a straight line, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then we go 15. Just a little bit. Capture. What's going on here? Oh, I see. Okay. Windows being funny. So 15 divided by 15 times 1080 equals 1080. 1080 divided by 9 times 16 equals... Oh, it doesn't equal that. No, it doesn't equal that either. What does it equal, Adam? 1920. There we go. 1080. Support, make that fit. Gonna shrink that down. Death Run proof. That one was really nice and easy. Over to the database. I just want to check I've got that the right way round, because I'm not sure that I have. No, I haven't. Okay, so go back over to untested. There we go. Okay, over to Twitter it is. Windows we use it. 1920 by 1080, no 4K modes. 5.1. This. Okay, this all looks good to me. I just want to double check that I've done the name correctly. Deathman TV, yeah. Okay, wonderful. So that is the last of the new games that I'm going to be pixel counting on this stream. I'm going to go ahead and tweet that one out too. And once again, we're going to just quickly send that over to TV Stadia and there we go, all done. Okay, so that's it for the pixel counting today. Those are all of the new pro games that have yet to be counted. Actually, I'll tell you what, just gonna double check that I don't need Ben 10. Where's Ben 10 gone? There. Ben 10 in there? No, Ben 10 is not, so I don't need Ben 10. I know I don't need any of the other pro games because I have already bought the other pro games. So yeah, there we go, all sorted. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. You're weird if you have. I genuinely think it's odd that people enjoy watching this sort of content. But hey, you know, I guess... Actually, do you know what? Well done you. You found your niche on the internet and, you know, you should be proud of that. Even if I think it's a bit odd. But anyway, let's move on from there. I guess all there is to say really is thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you found it informative. You can absolutely try doing this yourself. If you ever have any questions about the database, about the process behind it all, or you want to query something that's in the database, maybe I've missed some crossplay platform, or maybe one of my developers is wrong, or maybe you don't think that the game is 1080p anymore. Maybe you think it's had an upgrade. Just let me know. Reach out to me on Twitter. I am at Original Penguin. The L is an I. So if you see the blue tick mark, you're at the wrong Original Penguin. Just look for the green penguin icon that matches the one that's changing color in the top right of the screen, and then you'll know you're at the right account. Also, it's on my little browser tab thing down there as well. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you also have a wonderful weekend, and whether you watched with me live or you're watching this back as a VOD, I appreciate every single one of you. Other than that, oh, I'll do my spiel. Okay, yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like it. If you didn't like it, feel free to dislike. Honestly, it helps me curate my content. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets like 400 dislikes because, honestly, I don't see how this is entertaining, but whatever. I digress. If you want to see more content like this, I mean, I don't really do pixel count videos all that much anymore because I think they're boring. But you can hit the subscribe button and you may see some more pixel count videos from me. There's a notification bell as well. You know what it's for, you know where it is, and you know whether or not you want to use it. But other than that, I look forward to seeing you next time. Yeah, I think I've done it all. Okay, let's go back to listening to a nice bit of music, and then I'll shut the stream off. So that's bye from me. Bye.